Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Lunch and Learn. My name is Chief Montminy, and I have a couple of announcements for you today. If any of you have not heard, there's going to be a pretty massive construction project happening right here in front of your building. So it's going to stretch from the firehouse up to High Street and then up High Street. So High Street's going to be closed entirely, and Main Street is going to be down to one lane. So everybody should keep that in their thoughts. It should be for a week or two. And what they're doing is they're putting in replacement water lines, and the whole road on High Street is going to be closed. So you're going to be able to go around. No comments over here. You're going to be able to go around on Kearney Street from Douglas, but you won't be able to get up from here. Also, Main Street from High Street down to here is going to be partially blocked, and we're going to be restricting parking all along Main Street here until you get to like Harry's, that area there. So, yes.
I live on the corner of High Street up here. Am I going to be able to have access to my parking, which is on the High Street side of the road?
No, you're going to have to move out. No, yeah, there'll be an officer on detail there, and they can get you into your houses as long as there's availability. In other words, if when they cut across the street with a ditch, you know, there's going to be no way. You might have to park someplace else and walk to the house. But if we can get a local resident to their property, we will. The only time they would block you is if literally there's a ditch and you can't get by. Okay? You can go up Kearney Street from Douglas, and you'll be able to take a right on High Street, but you won't be able to take a left. Right in front of your house, right. Right where you walk is going to be a ditch. So, but only for a week or two. Okay? Okay. Also, we have a guest speaker for you tonight, or today. Her name is Robin Putnam, and she is from the Office of Consumer Affairs and Business Regulation, and she's going to be talking to you today about a topic of credit card skimming. Does anybody know what credit card skimming is? All right, some of you don't. That's a good thing. She's going to educate you today on what to be careful for, okay? So please give your attention to Robin.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. The fish was fantastic. Really, whoever cooked it was really good. I'm not a big fish person. It was really good. Thank you. So I work for the Office of Consumer Affairs and Business Regulation, and one part of my job is to come out and talk to groups about all kinds of consumer issues. And we're going to talk a little bit about credit card skimming devices. They are found pretty much anywhere you're going to put a credit card or debit card. There is a possibility that you could actually have a credit card skimming device. Before I jump into that, we do have a consumer hotline that's run Monday through Friday from 9 to 4:30. It is not automated. You will actually get a human being who answers the phone. We take about between 300 and 500 calls every single week about all kinds of consumer issues you could possibly imagine. I'll put the phone number up here in a little bit so you don't have to remember it. So a credit card skimming device, they are tiny. They're usually about half the size of your thumb. And all it's doing is getting your 16-digit number on the front of the card, the code on the back of your card, the security code, the expiration date, and your name. That's all they're getting. They are not getting your social security number. They're not getting anything else. Most of these credit card skimming devices are found usually at gas pumps, especially the older ones. So I'm going to show you a lot of pictures so you kind of have a better feeling for them. As I said, they are found at ATMs, hotels, restaurants, gas pumps, anywhere you could possibly put your credit card. So this is an internal credit card skimming device. It was found at a gas station. Right here is the actual device. A professional thief can get into an old gas pump in under a minute and get one of these installed. They are not very expensive. I've seen them for sale on Craigslist for under $100. So what they do is they put it in, they slice the cables, insert it, and away they go. And so what happens is when you put your credit card into the machine, it's picking up that information. Sometimes they are outside of an ATM. They are stuck right on the side, or right on where you're going to put your credit card or your debit card in. So the picture on the right, the bump out, that's a piece of rubber, and that's the actual skimming device. So one of the things is you may never see any of these. I've been giving this lecture for 9 years and have never in the flesh seen one. I did go to a lecture in New Hampshire for police department, and I saw one physically there, but they were confiscated. So your best bet is when you're at a bank of ATMs or 1 or 2 ATMs all together, look at all of them. Make sure they all look exactly the same. If you're in an ATM and one ATM looks like that, it's kind of normal. But you're the one you're going to use looks like that. That's been added on. I wouldn't use that ATM machine. If it's after hours, I would call your local police department. Don't call 911, you'll get into trouble. But call your local police department. They can come and inspect. If it's during business hours, talk to the bank or the branch manager, and they can look into it and inspect it as well. Sometimes they're overlays. So the picture on the right, the skimming device is actually in the hand of the person. It was slipped right over where the gas pump is, where the actual machine. This one, kind of interesting, that's the actual credit card holder, where you're going to put your credit card. This is the device that they put right on top of it, so sort of a side view. They can be tiny. This one was found at a drive-through, so sometimes thieves will work in groups, and what they'll do is they'll go to a diner, they'll go to a restaurant, and they'll figure out which waiter or waitress is not making a lot of money in tips. So what they'll say is, hey, if we give you this device and you conceal it in your hand, every swipe you get of the credit card for whoever you're serving will give you $50. So that actually was found at a drive-through restaurant, kind of like a Dunkin' Donuts. So you want to be very careful. Now this one was interesting, shows you how small. The picture on the right, the device is on the right and a lighter is on the left. So they are small. That was found at an ATM machine. I call them the glass boxes. So if you go to a bank, and sometimes if it's after hours, you can get into the kiosks to where to where the ATMs are located. Now this was outside on the door, and it said with a little Post-it note, not professional, swipe your card to refresh the magnetic stripe. Now if your magnetic stripe is not working, they're not going to have something noted on a Post-it note. That little device collected hundreds of ATM cards. So you just want to be very careful when where you're using your card. Sometimes a lot of times they are different colored. So if you look on the picture on the left, this is the skimming device. It's bright silver. It doesn't match the color of the rest of the machine. The picture on the right, the two skimming devices are the blue one and the yellow. Again, they're not the same color as the machine. So think of it as, let's just say Eastern Bank. I think they are green and white. Their registered colors are green and white. If you go to one of their ATMs, everything should have that. If you go there and all of a sudden you look at the credit where the card slot is and it's bright pink, that should be a red flag. Same thing with, say, Bank of America. Red, white, and blue. If you have a purple card slot, again, it's not going to match. Don't use that. Picture on the left, again, another example. This is the actual device. So it's not placed, if you notice it's not level. It kind of slants like this. Again, this is plastic. It's green. It doesn't match the rest of the machine. And right here, which is kind of tough to see, is actual pinhole camera. So this part, the green part, is getting your card information, and the camera is getting your PIN. So when you are using an ATM, do cover your hand with your other hand, because you just don't know if there might be a camera or if there might be a strange person behind you trying to get your information. Sometimes they are also on the pin pads. So if you notice this one, again, it kind of slants to the right. It's been kind of gerrymandered. It's all kind of mangled up like that. So this in itself was peeled off of another machine. So it's getting the pin, and this is the card slot going this way. Again, not straight. And there's glue residue. These are not professional machines. They're not professional gadgets that you're going to go and find at the Apple store. These are sold on Craigslist for very little money. A lot of them are not meant to be there for very long. A lot of these professional thieves, they'll go to areas where you get a lot of tourists. So if you like, let's just say Los Angeles or Orlando or downtown Boston, Salem, Massachusetts, when especially in October we have millions of people coming through our city. So they tend to pop up, especially in those kind of areas. So if you're going to be using a credit card or a debit card, just be aware of your surroundings. Look at the machine, see if anything looks a little different. I always say, you might look a little weird. I do it all the time. If something looks a little weird, touch it. Does it move? If it moves, you might want to not use that machine. And then what I want to show you, the newer gas stations, they are starting to turn over. The newer gas stations have incredible cyber security. So this machine right here, this is a picture of a newer one. On the top right-hand side, you see, it looks like a Wi-Fi symbol on its side. Most of your credit or debit cards have that symbol. What it means is you don't have to use your card to shove or to swipe. You're simply tapping. If you have that opportunity when you're using your credit or debit card, I highly suggest you just tap. It's a lot safer. And then if you'll notice the newer machines, the card slot is horizontal, not vertical. And so these machines are $25,000 to $50,000 per machine. If something goes into these machines illegally, the whole machine will just shut down. So it's great technology. They've really worked on trying to make this work. And if you didn't quite see the picture, this is a credit card. This is the chip. That's the symbol. On the right, that's the symbol for contactless, for tapping. So if you have that, I highly suggest you use that. I would also suggest, if you do have that, they're called RFID blockers. It's almost like a piece of tin foil that you wrap around your card so that no one can steal your information. Again, you can go on Craigslist and get a device that's about this small, a little bit smaller. You can conceal it in your hand. And I could walk around this room and press go and get everybody's credit card information if you have that symbol and it's not protected. So these these credit card sleeves, they're very cheap. You can get them on Amazon. I got one. I got a whole slew of them for under $5. Very inexpensive, easy find. You can put your credit card in it and you won't have to worry one thing. It's just something that everybody should kind of think about. Does anybody have questions? Yes.
That little symbol that you have.
Yes.
If you don't have it on your debit card, will the sleeves work for the chip?
No.
They won't work for the chip.
If your credit card does not have that Wi-Fi funny looking symbol, then you're going to be fine. But still be aware that there could still be a credit card skimming device inside. What other questions can I answer for anybody? Everybody's looking a little shocked.
What is the industry trying to do to prevent it?
The industry is requiring all of our gas stations to upgrade to the new machines. It's been slow. I have noticed there's been a slow turnover of the newer machines, and they are very expensive, but $25,000 to $50,000. They are not cheap. It's gonna be tough for the smaller mom and pop places. Not the brand name places you're gonna get gas. I have started to see the newer gas pumps. Bizarrely enough, I had to go to a lecture on gas pumps, and that was riveting, I assure you. So the newer ones, you will notice if it has that symbol, that means it's a newer one. Yes.
So if there's a fake sleeve there that you put in, it's still going to go through and work?
If it's a newer machine, No. If it's a brand new, if it's one of the upgraded gas pumps and and someone tries to put a skimming device in, shove it in, it will shut the machine down. Yes.
So another question. So the card has the little Wi-Fi symbol
Yep.
over here. It has the 3 lines.
Yes.
The debit card didn't have it, but I looked on the back.
It has
and
it.
it has it on the back.
Yes.
So those are what you're talking about.
Yes.
Now, does that mean I can tap it?
Yes.
Okay, I never knew I had the tap. I thought
That's
it was-
okay.
I thought it was just all the chip.
Nope. They added that technology a couple of years ago. So you can go onto Amazon tonight and order. They're called RFID blockers. They sell them as purses, wallets. I just got a simple little sleeve. It was $5 for $1. I will say our office actually just ordered 3,000 of them. So when I get them in, I will send you a whole slew of them to hand out to people. They are super cheap, but they will help you with fraud. If you have a passport, you should go online for $5. You can get the same thing. Your passport has the brand new technology. So when you open up that technology, you're just tapping. I literally just used my passport 2 weeks ago. You tap it, and away you go. Yes.
So the other thing I did find is I've got, for my phone, I have got the thing that sits in that has the slots for my cards. If you buy the right one, I have an RFD blocker.
Perfect. Yep. They sell them. They sell them as sleeves. They sell them as inserts that you can put in a wallet. They sell them as wallets. They sell them as bags or purses as well. Any other questions I can answer for you guys? And if you still want to see more pictures, if you do a simple Google search, credit card skimming device, pictures from all over the world will pop up, and you can see more detailed pictures. They're found all the time. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you, folks. If anyone's got any questions, she'll be around for a couple minutes, and you can ask her specific questions. But in law enforcement, what we have seen in the past is that somebody drives up to a gas station with a device designed to look like the device that's on the gas pump, and they simply slip their device on top of the existing device and drive away. Well, you come next as an unexpected individual, and you try to buy gas, and you stick your card in. You're sticking your card into their device, not the one on the gas pump. And so we've seen it in ATMs, we've seen it at gas stations, and we've seen it at places like grocery stores where you do your own self-checkout. So, I know this is a high technology, but it's actually safer to use Apple Pay or Google Pay than it is the credit card, because Apple Pay and Google Pay give you a unique a unique card number for each transaction. So the vendor never gets your credit card number at all. All they get is a card that's unique to that transaction. So just things to think about. But if you've got any questions, we'll both be around for a couple minutes, okay? Thank you.